What's up, y'all? I'm Korey, and I want to thank you for joining us today. I am sitting here with the rapper FABIAN. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. But today is all about you, so let's jump right in. You are a rapper, actor, singer-songwriter, musical theater artist, dancer, professional mediator, and dance educator. You starred in an Apple television show. You have 2 EPs out, and you have 40,000 streams worldwide and growing. You average 3K monthly listeners on Spotify. You have about 20 theater and musical theater stage plays underneath your belt. And you started all of this by writing at the age of 10, and you've been rapping since 15. You should be proud. You should really be proud. And how old are you now?
I'm 20. And
you did all of this by 20.
Yes.
A lot of people barely do anything at 20. They're doing the bare minimum, and you did all of this by 20. This is an impressive resume by 20. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I feel very proud of myself, and I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, so what inspired you to become an entertainer at age 10? I mean, 10-year-olds, they're still choosing between doctor, lawyer, therapist. You said that you wanted to do entertainment at 10. Why?
I always feel like my outlet was always like the arts. Mm-hmm. Like in elementary school, I was always in plays, I was always dancing. So I feel like that's what carried through me throughout the rest of my school years. And once I exited high school, it was like a sense of what do I want to do? Like I know I didn't want to work or anything like that. So being a dance teacher was my outlet. Being on set was my outlet. So it just
Well, you wanted to work. You didn't want a 9 to 5, is what I'm getting. Yeah. You didn't want a traditional sit at a desk. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It just wasn't what you saw for yourself. Yeah. So you're from Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
What part?
I'm from Canarsie.
Okay, Canarsie. You know what they say about the Canarsie dude? Y'all, they bougie. But I'm from Canarsie, so we're bougie, as you can see. So out of this interview, you're on your 2nd EP, and it's called FAB vs the World 2. And it is going to be out when this interview airs.
Yes.
What do you want people to receive from the album?
First, I want them to receive even though you go through things, it's always to find an outlet out. You don't always have to crash out or do any stupidness. Just find something that's creative to you and just use that outlet to let everything out. That's first what I'm gonna say. Because creativeness, I was in a very good space. And I feel once I started locking in, writing these songs, laying down these vocals, laying down these something like that, it just made me become free as a person. And my headspace was a free man.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people get writer's block, they get stuck, the vision changes, and sometimes they're working with, upper management, upper echelon that is pushing them to a certain direction. You're independent, correct? So being independent, you did 3 weeks and you felt 100% comfortable after 3 weeks, this is my project.
Yes.
So you're the type of person that knows who he is and what he wants, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty impressive to complete an album in 3 weeks and feel like I'm done. Mm-hmm. Because I know so many artists, rappers, singers, they create projects in 3 weeks and then they scrap everything and start over.
That's true.
So as a new artist, how hard has it been to gain that traction from those people?
It's been very hard. I started dropping music in 2020 when I think that was COVID hit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And being 100% transparent, from 2020, it took me from 2020 to 2022, pushing 2023 to actually get traffic going to the right music.
So about 3 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are at it for 10 years and people still don't know their name. So 3 years and how many streams you were looking at? 40,000? That's rock star on it, I must say. So I listened to the album. I loved the album, personally. I loved it. And I loved it because, if you don't mind me saying, it was raw. You gave an inside look into where your brain was at the time. Mm-hmm. And dare I say woke. It was very woke. So I want you to describe yourself as an artist, especially after hearing my feedback. Describe yourself as an artist. Would you consider yourself as a woke rapper? Because your album get woke. I'm a little wild after listening to the album. So
I wouldn't consider myself as a woke rapper, but I feel I know when to turn that switch on, if it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because with this, if you listen to anything previous to FAB vs the World 2, it just gives he's trying to find himself. And I feel like with this specific project is like, he knows his goal point, he knows what he wants his end point, and he knows what he's going for. So I feel like it's just important.
For this project, what made you get so vulnerable with your audience? Because you got really vulnerable on those tracks. My favorite track, Letter, was my favorite track. Like, I thought it spoke to me. You know how everybody got that one favorite track? So what made you get so vulnerable?
I just wanted, like, FAB, my fan base, to, like, get to know me as a person. Because I feel like I was never as direct in my music as I am to this project. Like, anything else is just, well, he's rapping, but we're not getting much into it. With this, it just, you can feel everything unspoken around. And I just want them to get to know me on a different level.
Who are some of your features on the project?
So I'm gonna start with your favorite song, Letter, and the artist called Stein Melody. That came apart because he hit me up on TikTok or whatever. So I had Letter in mind, but I was like, I want to actually hear him to actually see if this song will fit him. And then I sent him the song that, kid you not, it took him like 30 minutes tops. And he said that right back. His verse just added an extra touch.
It added some texture to it, I'm not gonna lie. Like, shout outs to him. Who's your dream feature? Like, who is somebody that you, like, celebrity, dead or alive, like, who would you want, like, your dream feature to be on the project?
I always say Tupac will be, like, a favorite feature I have.
And why him out of all people?
Like, growing up, I wouldn't understand what he would, like, be rapping about, but now it's like, I could understand. And another one that's alive would be Kendrick.
How do you feel about the current state of hip-hop as of right now?
I feel like it's lacking talent and it's lacking originality. I'm gonna say that because a lot of new artists that you hear now, they're getting by just off a hit song, off a hit TikTok song. I feel like for the people that actually like construct this or been building a skill for so long, talented people really don't get far. And the untalented people, they make a hit song next year, they're nominated for a Grammy in the America. Like, I don't get the state of just music in general right now. And I feel like it's time for like something to actually change.
We see the Saucy Santana's, we see the Lil Nas X's, and how do you feel about the LGBTQIA artists coming into the rap game? Because they're making the slashes, but a lot of hip-hop pioneers aren't accepting them. Would you agree with that statement?
I would say half and half. I agree with it because they're just, since they've been there for so long, they're just not going to accept anybody into the culture. I feel like that's predictable and that's true facts. I don't agree with it because the LGBTQ rappers, they would literally out-rap like the straight rappers. Like Saucy Santana, like if he really gets in his zone, like I was just listening to his music on the way here. Like he's a fire artist.
They don't really play his music. They play him in the highest heels, or they show him what he's doing on Instagram as like his comic relief. But do you feel like there's a double standard when it comes to LGBTQ artists, the males versus the females? Because the world is more accepting of listening to young M.A. But if we do get a little Nas X or Saucy Santana, it's more like, oh, get away. Like do you see that as well as a rapper?
I do.
Do you think there's a double standard?
I always feel like the LGBTQ female rappers always get a head start of the males. Because I would see a lot of male rappers give like the LGBTQ female rappers automatic features. And the males, they were like, well, we're not going to give that.
You feel like they're more socially acceptable
of the females and the males.
Yeah.
And 2024, everybody just wants to be a rapper and not everybody can rap. I'm going to say that much. Like, no offense. I don't feel like there's some artists that are doing it justice, and I feel like it's some artists that's just doing it justice at that rapper and call it a day.
You feel like they're doing it for their thing?
Yeah.
Like the fame?
Yeah.
The attention? Do you think drill rap is something that, because it took over, it did.
I feel like it's a part of the problem because most of these kids that are like getting shot and dying are because they're like in like drill rap music or whatever. Drill rap took over, like once Pop Smoke died or whatever, it shot straight up. So I feel like it is here to stay in a way, but it's still part of the community.
There's a lot of rappers that write their own raps, but there's like loopholes in it. Like, it's okay if they didn't write the hook because somebody else is singing on the hook, or even if they sing on the hook. But it's not okay if they write all the lyrical verses, like the context. Like I feel like there's so many loopholes in it, but then some rappers say, well, you didn't write the whole thing, so it doesn't matter. So it's like, I always felt like there's always like a confused double-sidedness.
As an artist in general, I feel like writing hooks are the hardest part of constructing a song. I'm gonna say that. But I feel like if you're a rapper, you're not like writing your verses. Where do you?
Since a lot of the old hip hop heads feel like hip hop is dead, do you feel like R&B is dead?
Time, sometimes. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fire R&B artists.
Who's some of your favorite?
I would say my top has to be Queen Aisha.
Okay, about it.
Another one I would say is Elevate. I feel like Elevate does not get the recognition she can.
What about the male R&B artists? Because I feel like in hip hop you leave out the women, and now R&B you leave out the men. So what about the male R&B artists?
Male R&B artist that doesn't get recognition in my eyes, I would say Vivian. I would say Burn. That's another one. I would say Bryson, but Bryson just he be.
We love you, Bryson. How do you feel about cancel culture? Do you think that it can be fair or it could be toxic?
People are really sensitive now. Yeah, that's always like a lot of movies. I was like came out like 2000s and stuff like that. Like if they was to drop movies like that with those type of jokes, they're gonna cancel it because people are too sensitive.
Now, how do you feel about the music? Like as you listen from music from the past to now, especially rap music, there was a lot of sexism, homophobia. There was just a lot of everything. I mean, there is freedom of speech. We do know that. But, like, do you feel like a lot of those rappers would have been canceled by the culture today?
I would say yeah, because it just stems through like people being so sensitive.
Do you feel like you can be redeemed after cancel culture? Do you feel like after an apology, you can like redeem from it?
From what I see, no.
No, but do you feel like it should be?
It should be, because like people make mistakes.
Let's go a little lighter. I went to your Instagram a couple of times. So you're extremely fashionable. You blow a bag. Like, let's just call it what it is. You blow a bag. Like, you walk into Gucci, you walk into Louis, you walk into MCM. So what are your favorite designers?
I would say Blair. I would say, I've been like looking at Louis.
What would you consider your own favorite track from your own album?
My favorite track would have to be Deserve You.
A lot of your album was relationship based, but why do you think Deserve You was your favorite?
I feel like Deserve You is my favorite is because one, like, it's the sound switch for me. And it's just like, that verse is just like, I feel like one of my favorite verses like ever.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite lines was, you put me in predicaments that led me to a different truth. Fabian. He wrote that. That was my favorite. And it came off of my favorite track ever, I must say. That's deep. You gotta admit, you did that. He did that. That's why I made that whole track my favorite line. How, like, okay. Between Letter and between your favorite, why do you think you choose your favorite over Letter? Because I'm trying to get you to see that you wrote Letter better.
Because Letter, that hit deep for me in many different ways. Because the time, like Letter, I had Letter since, I would say April. I was 20-something. So I feel like that's why you like share like the pain in my voice in that song. But to switch gears, Deserve You is just like, you know, he can rap, wants to like bring soul track. Like I feel like that's just my type of hitting solo on that album.
The whole album is good, don't get me wrong. It's just that song speaks to me more than anything else. Like it was, I had it on repeat for a while. Your resume is long. You're not only a rapper. You theater, musical theater, which is, like I said before, is extremely impressive. What is some industry BS that you had to endure?
This was like when I was working on Letter, I sent it to another rapper. They looked at my Instagram, like I sent it to my outlets, and it was like, I don't think I want to work on this song or whatever. And I was like, why? It was like, oh, it's your dad set, and like, it's like, people like, who is whatever? And they blocked me.
Interesting.
So I was like,
interesting.
That's weird.
Okay.
So I feel like that led me to the point of like, male rappers don't want to mix themselves with like other like LGBTQ like rappers.
What other industry BS that you have enjoyed? Because we're both in the industry, guys. If you did not know, we met on a project called Hip Hop Kingdom. And here we are talking about hip hop and rap. And we both did this project. It was a crazy stage play. It lasted like a few months. We have seen our fair share of industry BS on so many different things. We call each other all the time to be like, I didn't get paid for this. I'm waiting for payment for that. I stole the music video and he stole my elbow. Like, this is stuff that we always have to deal with in the industry. So what other things do you feel like let's share some of our personal conversations. Like,
so I'm not gonna disclose any names. I did a music video for a certain rapper, like Joe of some sort of order. So I get on something, whatever, they call the talent in or whatever, what you're saying. So the rapper looks at me and like, he grabs my hand and he like wiggles his like thumb or his finger or whatever on my hand. And what unlikely clicked in my head is like, do you know what you just did? So we're talking or whatever, they're shooting. He looks back and just stares like deeply into my soul. So I just look past him, we start shooting whatever. I go home. A week pass. So I'm scrolling on TikTok whatever and I see like a famous like trans girl, she was talking about him. And how he like had her in a car, he let her drive like off a cliff or whatever, how he held her captive in his house or whatever. So while I'm watching that video, like I kid you not, he texted my phone or whatever. So he was texting me some, oh I want to leak whatever, I want to see whatever, and I'm like, in my head I'm like, I'm not about to be your victim. Mind you, all of this is going on, you still haven't paid me, so I'm gonna take this video. So he pays me whatever, and then I kid you not, he still texted me to this thing.
interesting. Sometimes you do a show and you don't get paid till like what, 2-3 weeks out, and it reaches to a point where they will pray that you forget. So they won't have to pay you, which is so unfortunate. It's some of the industry BS that we always have to go through as artists. So when you see an artist complain online, it's because this is our job. Like, this is where we clock in and clock out at. And we got big boy bills. We got some big boy bills. Do you think that it's fair for rappers to get the title of role model? Do you think like there's a certain pressure that you can't make a mistake because of that title?
I feel like everybody makes mistakes. It's just about how you like reroute yourself.
And how do you recover?
Yeah.
Would you rather date in the industry or out of the industry? Are you married to the music, or are you trying to get married to a banker, a lawyer, or do you see yourself dating, I guess, somebody who is in the industry that understands the long nights, the busy schedules, the studio time?
I don't want to be with somebody that does the same thing I do.
Okay.
Cause I feel like I don't want to
That's
be.
so interesting.
I'm not going to be a rapper and talk to someone that I like.
Why not?
So like that's not it.
Gotcha.
So I was like, I'd rather have the exquisite life and have somebody whatever go life.
I tried it both ways, and they all run shit. As of right now. So what are some other skills and talents that you feel like people would be shocked that you have?
I'm a good like personal mediator. What?
Really? Let me hear more about that. Like, you mediate between...
Like, it was a course, like an outside course, like your credit school, like I was certified and everything. So like, it's like, you go to like court or something like that, and it's like the judge and it's like the other people. And like, when I go to like a separate movie, I'll like explain the conflict to somebody just to like break it down and like, that does it. Like, I'm not good at person.
Pretty impressive. Do you hear your own growth from FABIAN vs. the World on your first album, or the FABIAN vs. the World 2 on your second album?
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely.
Okay.
I do.
I hear it too. I just want to see if you heard it. So where do you see the growth?
I hear the growth and I see the growth in one, the confidence. That's the main thing that stood out to me. And two, the confidence, the enunciation, and me and storytelling.
Okay.
That's what stood out to me.
So where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
I want to be a signed artist. I feel like
You don't want to stay independent?
I do, but it's like this should be in my focus. I'm not gonna lie.
We want to thank y'all for sitting down with us and taking time out of y'all busy schedule to watch the FABIAN vs. the World 2 interview. I am Korey Kyle.
I'm FABIAN 2.0.
We want you to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can see us again for the next interview process.